大谷選手、山本選手が MLB を席巻し、大注目を浴びている日本人選手。多くの MLB ファンが、日本人選手はドジャース入団を目指していると思っています。しかし、オフ、ポスティングとなり、MLB の FA ランキング投手部門で4位になっている今井達也選手の考えは違い、ドジャースを倒したいと番組で明言しました。今井選手の発言に大興奮の MLB ファン。この動画では、今井選手の発言を受けて、どのようにアメリカメディアやファンが反応したのか、日英字幕でご紹介します。
We think it's a foregone conclusion that a Japanese star pitcher would want to go to Los Angeles. The latest says, I want the opposite. I want to beat them. Here we go on a Tuesday. What's the latest? Good morning.
Lauren, good morning and congratulations, omedetou gozaimasu, to Tatsuya Imai for giving us some big news to discuss during the week of Thanksgiving. Because, yes, the former All-Star Daisuke Matsuzaka has his own television show in Japan. Tatsuya Imai-san was a guest on the show. And here is what he said, quote, "Of course, I'd enjoy playing alongside Otani, Yamamoto, and Sasaki. But winning against a team like that and becoming a world champion would be the most valuable thing in my life. If anything, I'd rather take them down." End quote. Wow. Domo arigato gozaimasu to Tatsuya Imai for giving us a really bold quotation. Because, and yes, I think Roflo's in the background saying, yeah, JP studied that, and I did. I wanted to make sure I knew how to say that on the air. But what Imai has given us here, Lauren, is the boldness to be different and the boldness to create a new rivalry. Ooh. So you think about this. If I'm Tatsuya Imai, and I want to find a way to challenge the Dodgers, basically, Lauren, I would say he wants to sign with one of three teams. The Blue Jays, the team that nearly defeated the Dodgers in the World Series, or the Dodgers' closest geographic divisional rivals, Giants, Padres. There you go, Tatsuya. One of those three teams, and you will fulfill this bold new identity as the man who is here now to oppose the Dodgers and find a way to end their reign atop the major league. So that's what I've got right now. Jays, Padres, Giants. If you want to make a statement and have a new arrival to Major League Baseball, Tatsuya Imai will be a Padre, a Giant, or a Blue Jay.
A golden opportunity to dip into the Japanese market, and specifically with Tatsuya Imai. There's some reports out there that man could be looking for a team other than the LA Dodgers. And in fact, he said he would like to beat the LA Dodgers. And as well, there's some pretty fun and interesting reports going on with some special advertising by the Blue Jays in Japan. Let's immediately get over to the report right here. This is quoted by John Boy Media, but this came out via TV Ashai. This one comes out here and says, this is Imai coming out and saying, I want to take them down, talking about the LA Dodgers, playing together with players like Otani, Yamamoto, Sasaki, and others. Of course, it sounds fun, but beating a team like that and becoming world champions would be the most valuable thing in my life, which is obviously, contradicting to what we used to believe, where, all these players want to just go over to play in the West Coast, especially with the Dodgers. It's nice to see somebody actually wants to take down those Dodgers for once.
Sure, man. He's right. If you are, let's say you are a Japanese player and you're talking about right now, first off, the greatest player of all time ever in Shohei Ohtani, and obviously that makes him the greatest Japanese player of all time too, right? So you got him, you got Yamamoto, who is a budding star and could be in there in that conversation as well when it's all said and done, and Sasaki, who we know is also going to be in that conversation in a few years' time. If you could be the one guy from Japan to go and beat all those guys, hell, that's one hell of a story right there, right? And the accolade that you'd have for doing that, it's almost like, you know, an additional World Series just on top of all of that. So I get where he's coming from. I was obviously thinking that it'd be a lot easier for him if he just said, you know what, let's join them because we're probably going to win a shitload together. And I'm sure that the LA Dodgers would love to add somebody else to their roster from Japan who is very talented, like Tatsuya. But hey, if you don't want to join them and you do really want to beat them, I would argue that the best chance of doing so would be the Toronto Blue Jays because we were only two outs away from beating them.
That's right? Obviously, maybe ourselves and I hope other third parties kind of look at the Blue Jays where it's like, well, what team could beat the Dodgers in the World Series? Well, you know, the Toronto Blue Jays, an American League team that could be facing them in the World Series, right? And here's another interesting tidbit from Imai. He came out and said that he would not only prefer to beat the Dodgers, he said that in that last quote, but he would prefer to be on a team without a Japanese player on it. And this isn't the first time.
Ryan Garcia says 2 comments that bode very well for the game. That's a joke because you have to beat the Dodgers first. All right, you're forgetting about point 1. I know that we lost 2, but still, we made it. We were a hell of a lot closer than you did.
To his credit, though, Yankees don't have a Japanese player on it.
That's it.
You know, they don't. And they are a big, you know, market team, and they're very, you know, popular and whatnot and known around the world. But also the Toronto Blue Jays, you know, they went to the World Series last year. They were there on the national stage. Like, let's not forget, like, you know, over in Japan, they were watching the World Series as well because of, you know, all the great players over there on the Dodgers. But they got to see what the Blue Jays were all about. And Imai, if he wants to beat the Dodgers and he was watching that, well, you know, the Toronto Blue Jays don't have a Japanese player on it, so he would immediately become the star from Japan on representing the Toronto Blue Jays.
Sure, yeah. I mean, and I think that the arguments that Ryan is here trying to make for the Yankees, which I don't necessarily agree with, but you could definitely make those arguments, I think, even stronger for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Okay, will Shohei Ohtani be playing with Tatsuya Imai, who I think is the top free agent available coming over from Japan this offseason? Daisuke Matsuzaka asked him whether he wants to join a team like the Dodgers that can win the World Series or a team that tries to beat them. The reply from Imai, quote, I want to beat them if I'm being honest. Hey, let's go. More from Imai on wanting to beat the Dodgers and sign elsewhere. Of course, playing together with Ohtani, Yamamoto, and Roki Sasaki sounds like it could be fun, but winning the World Series by defeating a team like that is something I feel would truly have value in my life. The ultimate underdog story starring Tatsuya Imai. And I actually know, I see Kratz picking up his phone right now, and I know what the call is, KP, so I'm not going to answer it. I'm going to pretend. I promise you we didn't script this. I think that this is Tatsuya Imai's agent calling Tatsuya and saying, don't do that right now. You're kind of ruling out a team. No? Okay, all right, fine. I'll pick it up. Hello?
This is Buster Posey. Could I speak to Tatsuya Imai?
What's good? It's Imai, best hairstyle in the game, and I'm not even in the game yet.
We hate the Dodgers too, so an offer will be coming over shortly.
Okay, just make it really nice. Make it, you know, full of money because my agent thinks that I'm kind of hurting my leverage with the Dodgers. Can you do that for me, Buster? No messing around. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to make this a 3-way call.
Hey, this is Andrew Friedman. Whatever Buster's offering, we have more. Bye.
Okay, well, Andrew. Oh, we lost Andrew. Buster, are you still there? Did you hear that?
I heard it, but you've been spending for years, and my previous GM didn't go past 1 year with anybody, so I have a ton of money in the chest, and the ownership loves me. I control this city. We'll take Imai. Thank you.
I love it. I want to see Tony Vitello with his intensity run through either a glass or brick wall. If you send me that video plus match the offer from Friedman, I'm in. Okay?
Buster hung up. He already said his last bit.
ご視聴いただきありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。